See how the rest of the setup goes to the LG Gram, like I mentioned. I'm keeping it within the LG fam. So this is the 17-inch Gram. The Gram line is known for being super lightweight, as the name kind of implies. The 17-inch model, which I have, is just under 3 pounds. And of course, that varies depending on which model you get. And just because travel is becoming a thing again, leaving the at-home work studio or workspace is becoming a thing, taking a lightweight laptop with you is just so much more efficient. So when I went to Miami, that thing was stuck into the back of my backpack, way lighter than my 16-inch MacBook Pro. I just couldn't even believe the size and the weight difference. My spec is built around the Intel Evo platform, 16 gigs of RAM and a 512 gig SSD for my regular day-to-day stuff, which predominantly consists of a lot of emails, to be honest. For playing the occasional casual game, so a lot of StarCraft 2, this could handle. Video editing at 1080p is fine, and for the most part in Miami, I was mostly doing social stuff, a lot of stuff on Instagram, so this could handle my workflow just fine. What I love about this specific spec was the large display. So 17 inches, it's got an IPS anti-glare display, so when I was done taking photos in the paddock, you can imagine how hot it was in Miami, sun glaring down on me. I would transfer the photos from my camera to the actual laptop. I could work on them, and while I was watching the race, I actually had a bit of a live stream going of the race, because when you're sitting down, all you see is these cars just whizzing by you. You don't actually know what's going on. So it was cool to have a functional setup. I'll put that in quotes. Even in the extreme heat, the laptop was able to hold its own, and it wasn't too heavy that I wasn't burdened down, and I could just lug it around nice and light in my backpack. Ports wise, it's pretty loaded up. We've got 2 USB ports just on the one side. If I was being a little bit nitpicky, I wish there was just one on each side. We also have HDMI, headphone jack, 2 USB-A, and a micro SD card slot. Because of the 17-inch form factor, nice and large trackpad, and you get the extra little bonus of having a numpad. So if you are rocking this in a setup at home, at say a desk like this, you don't need a dedicated standalone keyboard. I'll touch on what I have in a bit. And if you want to go ultra minimal with no monitors but still want the extra screen real estate, check out the LG Gram Plus View. It's a standalone 16-inch portable USB-C monitor. It comes with a screen cover that also acts as its own kickstand. It draws power completely from the Gram, so you never need to charge it. It's a dope accessory that gives you that versatility of a dual monitor setup without all the extra bulk, the cables, and of course, the mess, which I always clearly struggle with. So if you want to grab this dope little accessory, I'll leave it linked in the bio along with everything else that you saw in this episode as well. The one last thing that I did notice for work calls when I was both in Miami working from my hotel room or even kind of just back here in the studio, this generation Gram has a full HD camera. You can do things like face unlock, and it actually has this new glance by Mirametrix tech. It recognizes your face using the camera and just helps to keep your device more secure and just safer in general. So overall, that is the laptop that's running the setup. You can see that it powers both monitors, which I think is great.